Alright everyone, welcome back. I stir the mixture up, pour it over my rice, and take a bite. Mmm, the stickiness of the grated yam combined with the intense flavor of the soy sauce.
うわ、まずこれソースだぞ、ソース。しかもオイスター。
Fujina tosses her newspaper onto the table with an enthusiastic flick of her wrists.
どうだ、朝のうちにソースとお醤油のラベルを取り替えておく作戦なのだ。
The not so mysterious spy punches the air in victory.
朝っぱらから何考えてんだあんたは。今年で25のくせにいつまで経っても節ねは節ねだな。
ふふんだ、昨日の恨み思い知ったか。みんなと一緒になってお姉ちゃんをいじめるやつには当然の天罰ってところかしら。
天罰ってのは人為的なもんじゃないだろう。なんかおとなしいと思ったら昨日からこんなこと考えてやがったのか、この暇人。
そうだよ、おかげでこれから急いでテストの採点しなくちゃいけないんだから。そういうわけで急がないとやばいのだ。
Fujina sits back down and shovels her breakfast into her mouth.
はい、ごちそうさま。朝ごはん今日も美味しかったよ、さくらちゃん。はい、お粗末様でした、先生。それじゃ先に行くわね。二人とも遅刻したら怒るわよ。
And off she goes, stomping out in a rush. There's something terribly wrong with a world that allows someone like her to be a teacher.
先輩。
すまない。せっかくの朝食だっていうのに藤姉のやつろくに味わいもしないで。
いえ、そういうのではなくて、昨日藤村先生に何かしたんですか？食べ物に細工するなんて藤村先生にしてはやりすぎですから。
いや、それがさ、昨日ついあだ名で呼んじまった。
それじゃあ仕方ありませんね。先輩、藤村先生に謝らなかったんでしょう。
めんぼくない。いつものことなんで忘れてた。
ダメですよ。藤村先生、先輩にあだ名を言われるのだけは嫌がるんですから。また泣かせちゃったんでしょう。
泣かした上にダットのごとく走り去らせた。おかげで昨日の英語は自習だった。
In fact, everyone in class worked together to make an award for me for their notebook paper because of that. I threw it away, obviously.
もう、それじゃあ今朝のは先輩が悪いです。
Fujina is like an older sister to Sakura, so she's typically on Fujina's side. Which is fine on its own, but I wish she would consider the fact that I have to deal with Fujina all day long. Fujina was originally an acquaintance of my old man, and she swung by the house pretty frequently since I was adopted. She kept on coming over even after my old man died, and now she acts like a freeloader, eating breakfast and dinner every day. Actually, it might have been thanks to Fujina that I was able to make it on my own after my old man died. And now, it is me, Fujine, and Sakura who are the residents of this Emiya house. But at the same time, I'm the only one who knows that my old man was a mage. They say mages have to keep that part of their lives secret. Which is why I've also been hiding from others that I'm learning magecraft after I became my old man's apprentice. Learning may be a bit of a stretch really, since I can barely use magecraft properly. So it wouldn't make much of a difference whether I hide magecraft or not, but since it was my old man's dying wish, I've been training in secret. I finish breakfast and get ready for school. put away the dishes with Sakura as I listen to the news on TV in the background. Sakura is looking blankly at the TV. A flashy caption reading "Gas leaks continue" pops up on the screen. There seems to have been a big accident in the neighboring city of Shinto. It happened in the building in the business district. Apparently, everyone on one of its floors lost consciousness from oxygen deprivation. Authorities have been calling it an accident resulting from gas leaks, but for some reason, these incidents have been happening often.
今のニュース気になるのか、さくら。
いえ、別に。ただ、事故がシントで起きているなら近いなって。先輩、シントの方でアルバイトしていますよね。
してるけど、別にそんな大きな店じゃないよ。今のニュースみたいな事故は起きないと思う。
But I can't entirely ignore the idea either. Gas leaks happen in any building, and it especially pains me to think that hundreds of people have fallen victim. Some say that these accidents are happening because of faulty construction work done during the rapid development projects in Shinto. Either way, I hope there won't be any more victims.
物騒な話だ。俺たちも気をつけないと。
あ、それならご心配なく先輩。ガスの元栓はいつも2回チェックしてますから安心です。
Sakura proudly proclaims.
いや、そういう話でなくて。
Yep, I've always known Sakura is a little off too.
先輩、裏手の戸締まりはしました？
したよ。缶抜きかけたけど問題あるか？
ありません。それじゃあ鍵かけますね。先輩、今日のお帰りは何時ですか？
少し遅くなると思う。さくらは？
私はいつも通りです。多分私の方が早いと思いますから、夕食の下準備は済ませておきますね。
うん、助かる。俺もできるだけ早く帰るよ。
The gate is locked tight. Sakura and Fujin both have keys to the house, and the rule is that whoever leaves last is in charge of locking everything up.
行こうか。急がないと朝練に間に合わない。
はい。それじゃあ少しだけ急ぎましょうか、先輩。
Sakura and I walk into town. We walk downhill along a long wall to reach a more popular residential area. The Emiya house is located on top of a hill, away from the center of town. Heading down the hill leads us to the residential area. Going further down, we reach the intersection at the center of town. Several roads lead out from the center of town. There's a large bridge that connects to the neighboring town. A hill that leads to Ryodo Temple. A residential area located opposite my house. A shopping district that both Sakura and I often go to. And finally, there's a path that leads to our school. We head straight to school without taking any detours. It's barely 7 o'clock, so there's hardly anyone around. Students making their way to their morning club activities are the only ones to be found along our route.
それじゃあまたな。部活頑張れよ。
I see Sakura off at the school gate as usual. Sakura's in the Kyoto Club, so this is where we usually split off. She doesn't seem all that enthused. And yet, Sakura doesn't budge this morning.
さくら、体の調子悪いのか？
いえ、そういうことじゃなくて、 先輩、たまには道場の方に寄っていきませんか？
いや、別に道場に用はないぞ。それに今日は一斉に頼まれてるから生徒会室に行かないとまずい。
そうですよね。ごめんなさい、余計なことを言っちゃって。
Sakura quickly bows her head. Hmm?
それじゃあ失礼します。晩ご飯楽しみにしていてくださいね。
Dude, you disappointed Sakura, man. Sakura runs towards the dojo, seeming almost apologetic. What was that? I wonder what that was all about. Ah, the MC curse strikes again.
Issei, いるか？
いるぞ。今朝は少し遅かったな、エミヤ。
Issei glances up from his desk, looking like he's been studying some papers.
一斉だけか。他の連中はどうしたんだ？この時間なら登校しててもおかしくないだろ
いや、あいにくとうちのメンバーはビジネスライクでね。働く時間帯はきっかり決まっていて、早出と残業はしたくないのだそうだ。
う。それで生徒会長自らが雑用か。ここはここで大変そうだな。
何？好きでしている苦労だ。エミヤに同情してもらうのは筋が違う。
いや、一斉に同情なんてしてないぞ。
それはそれで無念だが、聞き流すとしよう。情が移っているということでは同じだからな。
Issei, who is gathering his papers into a single sheaf and tapping the edge against the table to square them neatly, is the big boss of the student council. He's been working to reform the student council, which has grown quite lax, and he's been a friend of mine since our first year in school. His full name is Issei Ryudo. Despite his old-fashioned sounding name, he has elegant facial features and he's popular with the girls. He's also the student council president, so you'd think he would have the leg up over everyone else, but that's not exactly the case.
やはり朝は舌がしびれるほどの熱湯が良い。
It's saying stuff like that as he sips tea that prevents him from quite sticking the landing. As evidence, Issei is quite plain. He's prone to be misunderstood, yet he neither dabbles in relationships nor he does what typical students do for fun. He's the heir of Ryodo Temple, which sits atop a mountain. He himself understands that he will inherit the temple, and there's a strong possibility that he'll shave his head without so much as a complaint as soon as he graduates from school.
それで、今日は何をするんだ？
ああ、まあともかく座って一服と言いたいのだが、時間がないな。移動がてら説明をするゆえ、いつもの道具を持ってついてきてくれ。率直に言うとな、うちの学校、金のバランスが極端なんだよ。
知ってる。運動系がひいきされてるもんで、他に予算がいかないんだろ？
結果文化系の部員は絶えず不遇の扱いでな。今年から文化系に予算が行くよう尽力しているのだが、予算の流れが不鮮明でうまく回っていない。おかげで未だ文化系の部室は不遇でな。特に冬のストーブ不足に関しては打開策がまるでない。
そうか。マイナスドライバーくれ。一番大きいやつな。あと動線も。これぐらいならなんとか。
動線？これか。すまん、よくわからん。間違っていたら叱ってくれ。
当たってるからいいよ。で、ストーブ不足がどうしたって？ここ以外にも故障してんのがあんのか？
ある。第二視聴覚室と美術部の暖房器具が怪しいそうだ。新品購入願いの嘆願書が刻一刻と増えている。
けど予算にそんな余裕はないと。やっぱり劣化してるだけだな。中がイカれてなくて助かった。
うん。治りそうか、エミヤ。
治るよ。こういう時古いやつは分かりやすくていい。配線系のショートだから新しいのに変えればとりあえず今年いっぱいは頑張ってくれる。
そうか、やるなエミヤ。お前が頼りになると極めて嬉しいぞ。
おかしな日本語使うね、一世。もう少しで済むからちょっと外に出ててくれ。
うん、エミヤの邪魔はせん。
Issei quietly steps out of the classroom. He might be thinking that I'm gonna start on some sensitive work.
いや、デリケートといえばデリケートなんだけど。
And as Issei steps out, he'll meet Tosaka. I put my hand to the old electric stove. No matter how long someone's been fixing things, they can't usually figure out what's wrong with by sight. So the fact that I can means what I'm doing is not ordinary. I close my eyes and look inside the stove by touch. And then suddenly, a single image pops into my head.
電熱線が断線しかかってるのが2つと、電熱管はまだ持つな。電源コードの方は絶縁テープでなんとかなる。
Good. I should be able to fix it with just the tools I brought along. If the electric pipes were broken, it wouldn't be fixable by an amateur. Had that been the case, a certain strengthening would have to be done, which no amateur could manage, but I should be able to fix this one by sight. This is the Magecraft Kiritsugu taught me.
よし、始めるか。
I take off the cover to begin my repairs. I already know where it's broken, so the rest of the work is easy.
これだけは得意なんだけどな、俺。
That's right, I, Shiro Emiya, have absolutely no talent in Magecraft. But for some reason, I have a knack for visualizing the structure of things or blueprints like I did just now. My old man once saw me imagine and recreate a blueprint. He looked surprised and muttered, "What a useless talent." My special talent appears to be pointless. According to my old man, the fact that I can visualize object structures isn't really helpful. A mage normally wouldn't need to survey an object's entire structure like I do. Ha! How little your father knows how helpful that would be in the second route. He claims the mage's struggle is to instantly seek out an object's center or its core and transform it as quickly as possible. That's why reading blueprints is a waste of time, and even that only helps seek out areas for magical energy to pass through. And so fixing broken stuff is one of the only things I'm good at. After all, I don't have to open the entire thing up to find the problem. If I can find the problem quickly, I can fix most things as long as I have the know-how to repair it. Though I only do that with things an amateur could reasonably be expected to fix.
よし、終わり。次に行くか。
I put away the conductors, pick up the screwdriver and wrench, and head out to the hallway.
いっせ、修理終わったぞ。
Oh, hey. A female student is standing next to Issei in the hallway. I'm a little surprised. The girl talking to Issei is Rin Tosaka, a second year from Class A. She lives in a giant Western-style mansion up on a big hill, and she's an extraordinary honor student. She's pretty, smart, athletic, no flaws at all. She's intelligent and polite, and she never brags about her looks. She's truly the ideal girl to guys, apparently. Which is why the male students treat her like an idol. but Tosaka is just too good and she's become unattainable. The guys all say the only people who can talk to Tosaka are Issei and the teachers. Well, okay, I'm also a guy. And I'm including myself in the list of her admirers. Tosaka's looking at us annoyed. I guess rumors are true that Issei and Tosaka don't get along.
と悪い頼んだのはこっちなのにエミヤに任せっきりにしてしまった許せ
Whoa. This is pretty gutsy talking to me and completely ignoring Tosaka like that.
そんなこと気にするな。で、次はどこだよ。あんまり時間ないぞ。
ああ次は視聴覚室だ前から調子が悪かったそうなんだがこの度ついに天寿を全うされた
天寿全うしてたら直せないだろ買い直した方が早いぞ
そうなんだが一応見てくれると助かる俺から見れば臨終だがお前から見れば仮病かもしれん
そうかなら試そう
There's only about 30 minutes until homeroom starts. I'll need to hurry and fix it or I'll run out of time. I head to the audio-visual room, but I realized completely ignoring Tosaka would be rude. I turned to face her since she's been standing there the whole time.
朝早いんだな、登坂。
I blurt out the first thing that comes to mind, and then follow Issei.
ギリギリ間に合ったかすまんなエミヤまた苦労をかけた頼み事をした上に遅刻させては友人失格だ
別に気にするな俺が遅刻する分には大したことじゃないだろま一星が遅刻するのは問題だけど
もっともだいや間に合ってよかった
Issei exhales a sigh of relief and heads to his desk. It's exactly 8 o'clock. 5 minutes after the bell for homeroom rings, Fujine will enter the classroom. My breathing is labored since I ran from the audio-visual room. I take a deep breath before I take my seat.
朝から騒がしいねエミヤ部活を辞めてから何をしてるかと思えば竜道の太鼓持ち僕には関係ないけどさうちの評判を落とすようなことはしないでよね君なんていうか節操ないからさ
Every time I play this VN, I keep forgetting he exists, and then I see him, and then I'm upset again. Dude, we were doing so well without you. Ah. Standing in front of my desk is Shinji Mato. He's been a friend of mine since middle school. I'll never understand why. Actually, no, I do understand why. He was a cool kid when he was a kid. His last name is Mato, and he's Sakura's older brother. He's 1 year older than her.
よ弓道部は落ち着いてるかシンジ
当然だろ部外者に話してもしょうがないけど目立ちたがり屋が一人減ったんで平和になったんだ次の大会だっていいところまで行くさ
そうか三綴りも頑張ってるんだな
はあ何見当違いなこと言ってんの弓道部が記録を伸ばしてるのは僕がいるからに決まってるじゃんかエミはさとっくに部外者なんだから知ったような口を叩くと恥をかくよ
そうか気をつけようもっとも弓道部に用はないから関わることはないけどな
I wonder if Shiro has like an auto block in his head, which is why he's able to like withstand all this guy's nonsensical talkings. I put my bag on my desk and pulled the chair back.
何それ僕の弓道部には興味がないってこと
興味じゃなくて用だよ部外者なんだからおいそれと道場に行くの変だろうけど何かあったら言ってくれ手伝えることがあったら手伝う弦張りとか弓の直し真珠は苦手だったろ
そう サンキュー。何か雑用があったら声をかけるよ。ま、そんなことはないだろうけどさ。
ああ、それがいい。雑用を残しているようなやつは首相失格だからな。あんまり藤村先生を困らせるなよ。あの人怒ると本気で怖いぞ。
余計なお世話だ。ともかくお前はもう部外者なんだから道場に近づくなよ。
And just like that, Shinji heads off to his seat, all self-important bluster as ever. Huh. He does seem moodier than usual.
ふざけたやつだ。自分からエミヤを追い出しておいて、よくもあんな口が聞ける。
なんだ伊勢、いたのか。
なんだとはなんだ。気を利かして聞き耳を立てていた友人に向かって、なんと冷淡な男だお前は。
なんで気を利かすのさ。俺一斉に心配されるようなことをしてないぞ。
たわけ、心配もするわ。エミヤはカッとなりやすいからな。真珠に殴りかかれば皆は喝采を送るが、女どもからは非難の嵐だ。友人をそんな微妙な立場に置くのはよろしくない。
そっか。うん、言われてみればそうだ。ありがとう伊勢。そんなことにはならないだろうけど、今の心配はありがたい。
うん、分かればよろしい。だが意外だったぞ。エミヤは怒りやすいくせにマトウには寛大なんだな。
ああ、あれは真珠の味だからな。付き合いが長いと慣れてくる。
うん、そんなものか。
そんなものです。ほら、納得したら席に戻れよ。そろそろ藤村先生がすっ飛んでくるぞ。
あの方は飛んでくるというより浮いてくるという感じだかな。
The bell to start homeroom rings. Normally, the homeroom teacher comes into the classroom 5 minutes before homeroom starts, but our teacher isn't what you'd call typical. Homeroom for Class 2C typically starts 1 minute after the starting bell. In other words, homeroom starts with the sounds of Fujine's shouts and hurried footsteps.
おーし間に合ったー。みんなおはうわ。
Fujine tumbles and I hear some kind of unnatural sound. Contrary to hectic sounds of a few seconds earlier, the classroom is now dead silent. The mood shifts sharply. It's no wonder Fujine is called a human roller coaster. But honestly, the way she fell down didn't seem like a laughing matter. Fujine hits her head against the podium and she's still lying on the floor. Seeing her lying there face down unmoving has everyone imagining the worst. Does anyone have a voice for that? I don't think so. I think that's just a rando. I guess we'll find out. Yeah, just random.
やだよ。近づいた途端パクって食べられたら怖いもん。
ミミックじゃあるまいし、さすがに藤村でもそこまでやらねえだろ。
あんたね、そう言うなら自分で起こしてあげなさいよ。
うわ、俺パス。こういうの苦手。
私だって苦手よ。大体なんで女の子にやらせるわけ？男子やりなさいよね、男子。
The students in the front row start to get rowdy. Those of us sitting in the middle rows can't see what's going on. So we all stand up to get a look.
ちょっと先生動いてないぞ。気絶してんじゃないのか？
Someone brings up the obvious. But the problem is, how will we get Fujine to the infirmary? We're all like comrades in arms after our time dealing with Fujine. Probably nobody stood by the idea of taking a teacher to the infirmary.